So we're just going to wake up in 2026 sometime, and apparently AI is going to be smarter than 99.9% of humanity. Now, by smart, it's probably just brain computing, like how quickly you can look at information and get something out of it, put it together, and solve complex issues. Emotional intelligence and the authenticity that is being human, I don't think AI will ever truly replace. And we know that, but normies don't really give a crap. And so this is what makes me a little nervous because, our big old buddy Elon Musk, the tech entrepreneur that we love to make fun of, is pretty much corroborated the fact that it's going to be smarter by 2026. And then I can't pronounce his name, but the Fiverr CEO, it's like Mika Kaufman, pretty much said that AI is coming for your job, and it's like, yeah, nice. Like the rich guy who probably has more money that he knows what to do with is looking at us all and be like, oh, you guys are all screwed, but I'm okay, because all these big corporations are harnessing and collecting our information and eventually probably going to control society in a similar way that the social media companies controlled everything in the 2010s. And when I say control everything, I mean like the flow of information, and tech is just constantly this ebb and flow between different entities of billionaires who just want to control the world and become as rich as they possibly can, because why wouldn't they? It's like Lord of the Rings taught us this, like the hearts of men are easily corrupted with those 9 rings. And I think AI is definitely like the one of the rings of power in our current age. So even the Shopify CEO, what is his name? It's Toby Lutke. I don't know if I'm saying that right. It's pretty much mandated that employees must explore AI solutions before requesting additional resources or hires. So it's everywhere now, and I don't really want it to be everywhere. But I know people who own local graphic design firms back in Wisconsin, and people who are like the owners of small mom and pop shops. And if this technology is not implemented in their workday, in their business, in their your acumen, you're going to get left behind. And you can choose to be a neo-Luddite and say, screw this, I don't want to have anything to do with it. You're a noble soul. Honestly, I respect you for doing that. But the worry that I have for us, if we don't at least learn how to use this technology, is, at least in the short term, you're just giving up. You're like, okay, I'm screwed, and there's nothing I can do about it. I'm not even going to try to survive. There's this long-term future where maybe it does control everything and we're messed up, and we're essentially slaves in this neo-feudalist society. But I think to fight back, training LLMs and the smart people on our side can at least put up some kind of a fight. And as a content creator myself, all I really do is I spread the ideas, and I'm kind of acting as a composite person for people who are much smarter and more educated than myself. But at the very least, I don't want us to get complacent, we're screwed, we can't, the defeatist perspective is never something that I want to internalize, since it's just, I see that as the equivalent of giving up and abandoning all hope. I'm just looking at some of the stats that I've compiled for the videos today. Duolingo has announced that it plans to replace contract workers with AI, and it's aiming to become an AI-first company. So, goodbye, people, goodbye. I'm into linguistics. People into linguistics are completely screwed. And it's just so weird for me, by the way, this is a bit of a tangent, but I really like language. I know French, and I know enough Japanese to get by. And 10 years ago, learning a language was pretty difficult. We still had the internet, and you had to manually search up translations and online textbooks, online dictionaries. And now I just type into LLMs, and I can get a perfect translation pretty much every time. And knowing that I have enough linguistic knowledge to edit it after the translation, it's really convenient. But I'm just kind of seeing this as if you don't somewhat automate yourself or learn how to use the technology, what is going to happen? So it's we have the option of using AI as a 180, 190 IQ partner that helps you get through this hell, assuming that it's benevolent, or like, option B, just which is obsolescence, that's going to replace everything, or option C, find all the things that AI, that humanity can do, which AI can't. And I guess like, preparing for the AI dominated future would be like to embrace, continuous learning, like staying updated with AI advancements and acquiring relevant skills. I think that's absolutely crucial because, while you're doing that, you can focus on the human-centric skills, like developing skills that AI can't, yada, 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 emotional intelligence, arts, the spiritual thing, like the things that the material cannot replicate, the meaning behind art, the meaning behind songs. Like maybe AI can make a song, maybe like materialistically I can create like something, impeccable, but there's always like that human layer that it will never replace. And we can keep that here as like a, survival tactic in this new age. But I'm still of the belief that adaptability is key, that the Neo-Luddites are, while they're very passionate and very right to feel the way that they do, I'm worried about them because they're smart people. They're rejecting it. They're like, nope, I seep through this bullshit. It's bad. It's like, well, maybe you are. What are we going to do? How are you going to fight it? Again, this is not like me taking a hard stance. I'm just kind of trying to speak for everybody out there. So otherwise, don't mean to be kind of a bummer. I know that this is kind of a hype train, and this could be just like, nothing super serious. And at the end of the day, we'll get used to it. And all of this, all these scare tactics are not that big of a deal at the end of the day. Who knows? But anyway, Scrutly Mutley, and hope you guys have yourselves a splendid day. Cheers.